Welcome to part B of this course. In this part we're going to be talking about WordPress SEO and pretty much SEO in general, and how we can optimize our WordPress website to rank higher with the search engines. Now I'm guessing you know a little bit about SEO. It stands for Search Engine Optimization, and this is right from Wikipedia. It's the process of affecting the visibility of a website or a web page in a search engine's natural or unpaid search results. So what they mean by natural or organic or unpaid, it's the basic results. No ads or anything like that. It's just what comes up. It's just the sites that Google feels is valuable to whatever keyword or information that you entered. On the other side, we have paid results, which are basically results that advertisers have paid for. And this is usually done through the Google AdWords program. So let's talk a little bit about strategies, not specific to WordPress, but just in general. There's usually two sides of SEO. There's on-site and there's off-site. So on-site would be actually editing the content and the functionality of your website. Off-site would be things like building links or guest posting on other blogs and linking to your website. So some of the effective on-site strategies are optimizing page titles. Page titles are what you see, let's say when you open a new tab in Chrome or Firefox. You'll see a title, some content in that tab, and that's usually the page title. If you look at the code source, you'll see the title tag, and whatever's in between there, that's the page title. And Google page titles have a lot of weight in Google because that's what comes up. That's the large text when you search something in Google and you see the results come up. It's the page title that catches your eye. It also includes the description in smaller text. You want to use quality keywords all around your site that are relevant to your site. Now this could be kind of a double-edged sword because you want relevant keywords on your site in the content body or in the page title everywhere, but you don't want to overuse them. You don't want to stuff a page with 50 of the same keywords. That'll give you the opposite effect. That'll actually affect your rankings and bring your site lower. So you don't want to do that, and you don't want to focus mainly on keywords. You want to focus on the overall content of the page or the post or whatever it is. You want to look at it as a whole. Keyword stuffing and that kind of thing, that used to work. But the search engine's algorithms have gotten a lot more advanced, and they're able to see the page for what it is. You want to write content for users, not for search engines. That's basically the same thing. You don't want to just you don't want to fill the page with keywords. You want it so that a person can read it and understand it. Don't write it for the search engine. Write it for your website readers. User-friendly URLs are pretty important. Some systems, even such as WordPress, by default they have these ugly query URLs where it just has a query, the ID number or something like that, the ID of the post. You want to change this to have the post title or something that makes sense, which we'll go over in the next section, I believe. Image optimization, a lot of people overlook this, but images have names. So your image name, whatever .jpeg or .png, this should be something that's user friendly, a word, not maybe a number or something like that. And also you want to utilize the alt attribute, which is what's displayed if for some reason the server isn't serving up the image. High quality videos. Videos is also kind of a new thing in SEO. You can have videos with meta info and titles and keywords. So videos can actually be helpful in SEO. So now we have off-site SEO strategies, and I realize that this doesn't really have anything, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't have anything to do with, but it doesn't involve WordPress. But just as an overall, you want to understand the basics of SEO before we actually go in and mess with plugins and stuff like that. So off-site strategies, social networking is fantastic not only for SEO but to drive in traffic. And it wasn't too long ago that social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter, they weren't any good for SEO because they have no follow links, which we'll talk about later. So there was not really any link juice, as they called it. But now things have changed around, and social networking can actually benefit your rankings. You can actually benefit from using Facebook and Twitter, Google Plus, of course. So you also want to build quality links from relevant websites. You don't want to have a tech site and have a link on, say, a family-orientated website or something like that, even if the site has good PR or whatever. You don't want to do that. If you're a tech site, you want to be on other tech sites. And preferably, the links should be from inside some quality content, like a blog post, something like that. You don't want just a link hanging around in the sidebar with no purpose aside from gaining link juice. Another aspect that you should look at is brand building. Google is really looking at brands as a whole and giving certain websites authority and higher rankings that have a good brand. Third-party content sharing sites like Pinterest and SlideShare. Pinterest obviously is mostly images, but the images have data attached to them, links attached to them, so you want to utilize these things. Even a tech site, maybe create an infographic or something like that, and that can drive in traffic as well. Guest posting is another one. You want to look for sites that are relevant to your niche and maybe ask to do a guest post. Usually if they're asking for money, if they're offering paid guest posting, you don't really want to go for those types of sites because they're generally spammy and just don't hold very much weight. Google Webmaster Tools you should definitely utilize, add your site to, and you can see the keywords that people are typing in to get to your site, and just a whole bunch of analytical stuff, options. So those are off-site strategies. So what about WordPress? So WordPress is one of many different options that we can use to manage our site. There's other content management systems like Joomla, Drupal, but WordPress is definitely one of, if not the best CMS to use in terms of SEO. WordPress is built around good SEO. SEO is changing every day, but it seems like every release of WordPress is built around whatever is working at the time. So it's a really good CMS to use. There are many core and third-party plugins that can help in optimizing a WordPress site, and we'll look at a lot of those in the coming sections. So there's really two sides of WordPress SEO. There's core, which is functionality and content from within the core WordPress system, so without any plugins or extensions or anything like that. And then there's functionality we can get from third-party plugins, which we'll look at next. So core WordPress, we can look at permalinks, which are basically, we want search engine friendly links. We kind of talked about this a few minutes ago, but WordPress gives you an option to do this right in the settings area, so you want to do that first before anything. Canonicalization, so you want to choose if you want to use www in front of your domain or not, and you can do that from in WordPress. You also want to change that in Google Webmaster Tools, you want the two to match, because in Webmaster Tools you can choose which version you want. Page titles and content. So WordPress core can handle this. You can change page titles and things like that, but you can use plugins to optimize it further, so you can really get in there and customize your titles and content. Meta tags. We have options for meta descriptions and keywords. Meta tags don't hold that much weight as far as results, if any, but the description is what your users see when your site comes up, so you want to optimize that no matter what. Image optimization. We can upload images easily in a WordPress post, and we can attach alt tags and other attributes and information to those images. So we can get even better SEO with plugins, with WordPress plugins. And there's a few different types. This is just a few of the different types we can look for. First, we have all-around SEO plugins like Yoast and All-in-One SEO. That's actually the name of the plugin, and you can basically do a whole bunch of things as far as changing page titles or keywords or just anything really to do with SEO. Then we have content plugins, which allow us to further customize page titles and things like that. Sharing and bookmark plugins are important. They give a way for your users to quickly share whatever you're posting about. So that's definitely something that you should have. A sitemap. I would suggest using a sitemap plugin. Some people say that sitemaps don't really do anything for SEO, but others disagree. So I mean, I would suggest using one. So we'll look at a sitemap plugin a little later. So that pretty much sums it up. If there's something you didn't understand, don't worry. We're going to go through everything that we talked about in depth. So there's quite a few sections in part B. So I will see you in the next one.